Hey, what is up YouTube? It's the Common Collector, and today I just wanted to film a little video basically on some combos that you can run with the new updated hero deck. So I just kind of want to get going on this. It's probably going to be a bit of a long video, so just strap on in. But I was just sort of messing around with some of these combos and I was having a lot of fun doing it. The heroes are in just such a really neat spot right now. And with I kind of forgot to mention this in my last video, but I was talking about how to protect your Dark Law, and I do believe that with the new Link monster that just came out in the Rising Rampage set, the Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess, I believe that that could be a really good option for this deck since you can spam out so many monsters. Anyways, I'm just kind of getting set up here. I want to do a couple of raw draws in this video and then do a couple of actual setup combos. So let's just go with a 5-card draw, and we're going to flip a coin just to determine whether we're going first or second. Sorry. So there we go, we got heads, so heads will be first, and so we're going for a first turn open here. Well, right there, that's already a really good combo. You know, we don't always want to go into our equip cards, but still that's a pretty decent hand. So basically what I would probably go with right away off the bat, you would go into your Solid Soldier. Solid Soldier would special summon your Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist would, actually, since we already have Mask Change in our hand, it would almost be smarter to go into your Stratos. Stratos can then add one of your heroes. If we would so choose right here, you could just go right into your elemental hero, Honest Neos. And now that'll go into your hand. It's a little unfortunate that we really can't get rid of Shadow Mist here, but I guess really your next move, you could go take these two, link them away, and here's where you would either go into your extra hero Cross Crusader or your Isolde. I would really go for Isolde here since we don't have a Destiny hero in the graveyard at this point. So with that, we still have 4 of our equip cards, so why don't we just send those last 4. Actually, a really neat option here. I always like keeping DDR in the deck if I can. So let's try and do something a little bit different here than probably what everyone's used to. So we're going to take our 3 other equipped cards, so Living Fossil, Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade, and Autonomous Action Unit. We're going to ditch those to the graveyard. Sorry, on a sold summon we would actually we would usually get our elemental hero Honest Neos, but instead we'll just get we get any warrior monster, so we can instead add our Ferris in case we need that for next turn, because we aren't actually allowed to use Ferris's effect during the turn that he's given to us with that. So anyways, we can get our increase to our side of the field. Sorry guys, I just had a little bit of a brain fart there. We actually can't get increase to our side of the field because we won't be able to get his, or we shouldn't because we wouldn't be able to get his other effect off. So we're actually going to send our last 4 equip cards, including our DDR, in order to get out a level 4 Vision Hero Vion. Vion's effect will now send Malicious to the graveyard, and then Malicious can remove himself in order to special summon another Malicious to the field. So now at this point we would be able to, we can remove from play our Solid Soldier. Solid Soldier or Stratos, kind of a hard combo to pick. You kind of want to get your Solid Soldier back so you can use his effect, but you also don't really want to remove Stratos from play. So we're just going to remove from play our Solid Soldier in order to add Poly to our hand. So now our hand is still looking really, really good. We got a lot going on there. We can't use Ferris for the turn. Honest Neos we want to keep there, but we can Poly with our Shadow Mist and our Malicious. in order to go into adoration if we would so choose. You don't really have to, but Shadow Mist would be able to give you another search effect, and then you could add either Stratos, or I believe we should have Bubble Man in the deck, yes. So either Stratos or Bubble Man. I would probably just go with Stratos. Then you could normal summon him on your next turn if so needed. Set your mask change for the turn, and so now at the end of your turn you're sitting there with some decent field presence, nothing too crazy, but you know, and even the adoration wouldn't really be totally necessary, but anyways, just having that mask change on the field, you can send your Vion to the graveyard during your opponent's turn. And then the main thing with your getting Darklaw into the field, he doesn't have protection really. Nothing on the field right now does have protection, but he does allow you to discard that search effect that your opponent would be going for at least once per turn, and then he obviously sends everything else that goes to the graveyard for them removed from play instead. So it is a nice combo to get rid of that search effect. So if you're going up against Salamangrates or anything that they're going to be popping out to or trying to search, you know, they activate Signet Mining, you can then discard one of the cards from their hand, and hopefully you'll get rid of one of their key pieces and remove it from play. That way they're not able to get out a Link monster or whatever else they're trying to get out to plow over your Darklaw. And if they're stupid enough to go in for an attack, then you Honest Neos, and you're probably going to win that battle anyways. But now let's get into some of the more structured combos. Alright, going into combo number one, just going for the easy OTK strategy. Let's say that you open up your hand with going second with your Solid Soldier and Vision Hero Vion, which you usually have a pretty good chance of opening with this, except Vion is a 2 of 1 in the deck and not searchable by your emergency call. You always got to be worried about that. But anyways, you summon your Solid Soldier, special summon Vion. Vion's effect is going to let you send your Malicious into the graveyard. I'll just scooch these over a little bit. So there's our graveyard there. Vion can now banish itself from the graveyard to Malicious banishes itself to special summon our other Malicious. Now from there we can take our Vion and our Malicious in order to send them for Isolde. Isolde's effect will go off, adding our Honest Neos into our hand. Once Honest Neos is in our hand, then we can use Isolde's effect and send our 4 equip cards that we want to be ditching. So always try to keep the DDR in the deck for when we really need it. Otherwise, send the rest of these into the graveyard. If you ever need discard fodder, Divine Sword Phoenix Blade is always easy to get since you can just remove 2 of your warriors from play. Anyways, from there on, we use the effect of sending our equips to get Shadow Mist to our hand. Shadow Mist's effect of special summoning will now add our Mask Change into our hand. And then we can use our Mask Change on Solid Soldier, send him in order to get Diane to our side of the field, Mass Hero Diane, who has a pretty sweet effect which we would be able to get off this turn if we were going second, which is kind of the premise here. So Solid Soldier's effect goes off in the graveyard. Sorry, these aren't removed from play. His effect goes off in the graveyard, letting us special summon back a hero into defense mode since he was sent to the graveyard by a spell card from the field. Vion's effect can now be used to banish from play a hero monster. We kind of want to keep one of them with Malicious in the graveyard in case we ever need it for our extra hero Cross Crusader. But now with Vion's effect of banishing that, we'll be able to get Polly into our hand. Now go ahead and Polly with all 3 of these here. Go into our Vision Hero Trinity. And now Trinity's attack is going to be doubled for the turn, so he'll be at 5,000. He's going to be able to attack 3 times at all of your opponent's monsters, and if your opponent still has any other monsters, you can attack with Diane into them. Alright guys, now as for combo number 2, we're going with a similar strategy just as the last one did, starting with Solid Soldier and Vision Hero Vion, but we're also going to be adding a third card, and this one can really be a variant of either Ferris or Malicious. I was just going to run with Ferris for this since it's a 3 of in the deck, but it could really be either or. So anyways, we're going to start off our turn just like the last one. Summon our Solid Soldier to the field and special summon Vision Hero Vion. Ferris still in the hand, but with Vion's effect we're going to be doing something a little different this time and sending Shadow Mist to our graveyard. I'll just scoot that over. So Shadow Mist effect when hitting the graveyard is going to add our Malicious into the hand. Now with Ferris we can use Ferris to discard our Malicious to the graveyard in order to special summon itself. Once that's special summoned, we can put our Vision Hero Increase into our spell and trap zones. Now we can take our Destiny Hero Malicious, remove it from play in order to special summon our other Malicious. Tribute the Malicious to summon Increase. Increase can now special summon our second copy of Vision Hero Vion to the field. Sorry, I'm just going to scoot them that way. That way this is a little neater. Anyways, sending these two to the graveyard in order to special summon our Destiny Hero Cross Crusader to the field. Cross Crusader's effect will go off now, special summoning our Malicious back to the field. We can then tribute the Malicious in order to special summon a hero from the deck. Or actually, no, sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there. When we tribute the Malicious with Cross Crusader, we actually add to the hand, not special summon to the field. I forgot about that. So anyways, with that effect, we would probably want to add Honest Neos to our hand. So our hand is looking pretty decent right now. So with these 3 here, we can send them to the graveyard in order to special summon our Vision Hero Trinity. Now our Solid Soldier's effect goes off properly and we can special summon any of these guys back from the graveyard. I would probably just go with Shadow Mist since yeah, it doesn't have to be an elemental hero, but I would go with Shadow Mist just because then we can eventually get its graveyard effect off, hopefully next turn. And so then with Trinity on the field you can really attack into anything you want. Add your Honest Neos and push for game right there. So now we'll probably just go on into a couple 1 or 2 raw draws just to sort of see what other crazy combos can go off with this deck. Alright guys, so I guess this would technically be raw draw combo number 2 since that was kind of how we started the video. So I want to make sure, I don't want to like cheese this at all, so if I get a really bad hand or anything, like I'll just sort of say it, and you know, maybe we'll do one more after that, but I want to make sure that I'm not like lying to you guys. I want these to come off as really organic and, you know, just show you how this deck really can work on its own. So we'll see what we're sort of set up with if we're going first or second. We got tails, so let's say that this is our going second hand, and so we'll draw 6 on here and we'll see what happens. Already pretty good, starting out with a Miracle Fusion and a Called by the Grave. I like that, and always good to see Solid Soldier on the first turn. So drawing into the equip cards, not always ideal, but hey, it happens. So alright, going off with this, I guess obvious choice is to summon our Solid Soldier to the field and then go into our Stratos. So I do have the errated version here of Stratos, so like the most current errata, which allows you to add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand. So it's very important to note that you're not just, because the original erratas, the other ones which I actually do have in this deck from way back in the day, is that it says you can add 1 elemental hero or destiny hero monster from your deck to your hand. So it's very important to note that you do get any hero. So just to sort of play with the new strategy, let's add our Ferris into our hand. And so we can use our Ferris, special summon him by discarding the increase, and special summon an increase from the deck. So increase goes into the spell trap zone. Tribute the Ferris for increase. Increase special summons Vion. Vion can now send, how about, let's go with Destiny Hero Malicious to the graveyard. Then we can banish Malicious, special summon another Malicious. And this is probably more than likely just going to go off just like our last turn there with the OTK strategy, but that just shows sort of how consistent this deck is. So let's take our increase and our Malicious, two cards we want in our graveyard. Send them in order to special summon our Cross Crusader to the field. We meet the requirements for his effect that we've only summoned heroes this turn so far, so we can use his effect, special summon Malicious back to the field, tribute it in order to add a hero to our hand. Let's just kind of check out what we have and what we would want. Since we're going for the OTK, why not just get Honest Neos into our hand? So that would kind of be easiest. So now we could activate Miracle Fusion at this point, and we could take, how about we can take our Stratos, take not Malicious, not increase, so we could do Ferris and one of the increases in order to get out our Vision Hero Trinity. Trinity's attack will double for this turn and he can attack twice. Autonomous action unit could theoretically be used on one of our opponent's monsters, but also we could just discard Honest Neos at this point, send that to the graveyard for Trinity to get an extra 2500 attack. Remove from play our Honest Neos with Vion's effect, add our Polymerization into our hand. Now we can poly with Vion and our Solid Soldier. This will allow Solid Soldier to special summon back one of our one of our heroes, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just go with whoever has the most attack. So we'll just get back our Vision Hero Vion actually it goes into defense, but still got high defense. And we would at this point special summon Vision Hero Adoration with that Polymerization. So now we still have, even if our opponent tried to use Ash Blossom or any other card at this during the turn, we could Called by the Grave it. And so right now we're able to take attack points off of our opponent and attack 3 times for game. I would say that would be a pretty solid OTK. So I think that raw draw kind of shows well enough what we can do with this deck, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about this video so far, how you guys like me doing these raw draws and the combos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think that this is a really powerful deck, and I'm excited to see where heroes are going to be going in the future. So thanks for hanging. Common Collector out. Thanks, dudes.